Hello and welcome to today's Capping Corner. We are going to talk about Breeders' Cup Day 1, and we're just going to focus on the two dirt juvenile races. Let's start off with the Juvenile Fillies. The favorite is going to be Princess Noor, and I know how Siggy feels about Princess Noor. Her speed figures are kind of low. On time frame, yes, she only has a 95 and a 99, but she won the Chandelier Stakes by 8.5 lengths or 8.25 lengths, and she won the Double R Debutante by 6.5 lengths, and she did it very easily. So I think she's a possible superstar, but we don't know yet. But she is my choice because I think it's Bob Baffert. It's hard to beat Bob Baffert. What do you think?
I don't know. I think Princess Noor is a bit slow. He has been recording a bit slow times, and she has been facing some weaker competition. There is no good competition in California right now, especially in the Del Mar Debutante. Okay, he faced um, the Texas Red Filly. Her name is My Red Girl, and she was eliminated at the start. And there was no competition beside that filly. So I think now she's facing really good fillies in Girl Daddy, in Big Quiz, The You of the Office, and Simply Ravishing. There is another competition. I know he has been winning very easy, but this is another level. So I'm taking a shot against her.
But don't you think she could run faster? I mean, it doesn't look like she's trying.
No, I know. She has been winning really easy, but this is another level. And in my opinion, she needs to move forward a bit to beat these girls.
Okay, let's talk about Simply Ravishing. She's on the rail, and she won the local Alcibiade Stakes by 6.25 lengths. Ken McPeak trains her, and for some reason, it feels like McPeak is bred in almost every major race these days. Louis Sias is a good jockey. The pace scenario is not going to be easy on her, and she is on the rail. Are you concerned about her post position?
Simply Ravishing has the speed to overcome that post position. And she's faster than Bequist, I think, yes. I think probably the pace setter would be Daju of the office. She could sat on second place and comfortably sat on second place and then stop the pace. I think she has some tactical speed. She showed some tactical speed in the uh, PJ Johnson. So I don't think she needs the lead. I think the pacer would be the you of the office, but I don't know if she can get the distance. So I think simply ravishing would take a good pace.
Aren't you afraid though that she might get stuck on the rail and have to eat dirt?
No, I think Louis Ice is an aggressive rider, so she would move a bit, the simple ravishing. But I think coming to the turn, I think that you at the office will take the lead.
Let's talk about Day Out of the Office. On time from US, she has a 113 in the Furzette Stakes for winning by 2 lengths over Vequist, and it was 10 lengths back to the third place horse, which is a good sign. I'm not really familiar with Timothy Ham as the trainer. What do you think of her chances? Can she beat Simply Ravishing and Princess Nor?
I don't like too much this filly because this is his first race over two turns. She won 1 mile over one turn, but this is a different race. So, and she's by Into Mischief out of Indian Charlie Mare. I don't know. are giving the slight edge to Simply Ravishing.
Okay, let's talk about Girl Daddy really quick. She won the Girl Daddy won the Pocahontas Stakes by 2 lengths at Churchill Downs, and Dale Romans trains her. Not really a big fan of Romans. Joe Talamo is riding. What do you think of Girl Daddy? She was very expensive. She cost 500K.
Oh, she has a very good pedigree and she has experience. Oh, the Pocahontas was a one-turn mile.
Yeah, it was.
Yes. But I like her pedigree, and the romance usually does well with 2 years old. Why don't you like her?
Well, on time for US, the figure is kind of low at 101, but even though I'm saying that, I'm picking Princess Norse, so it sounds like I'm contradicting myself.
Probably the Pocahontas was not a really great group. Well, she beat Crazy Beautiful, and Crazy Beautiful that day had a nightmare trip. So probably Crazy Beautiful with the cream trip would beat Girl Daddy.
Oh, really? So do you
Yeah,
like Crazy Beautiful to hit the board?
she's a good choice to use underneath, and she's how much? She's the morning line 20-1. That's too much. I would take those 20-1, not to win, but I think she's going to run well. Another Matt Pick. Matt Pick is doing really great lately.
Right. Okay, well, I think for me the race borders on unplayable, but if I had to pick, it's probably Princess Nor. I think I don't want to play against Bob Baffert. I'm scared of him, especially with all the cheating allegations. What's your final thoughts?
Yeah, my pick is Simply Ravishing. I think this is a special filly, so I think she's going to win. She's going to be not the favorite, but she's going to be a bit less than 5-2.
I don't know. I think 5-2 might be accurate, or 3-1. Do you think 3-1 would be an overlay?
Uh, I know that the reports of the workout reports says that she's doing extremely well, so I think they're going to bet to bet her. If I playing here, I maybe playing an exacta using Simply Ravishing and Crazy Beautiful to second. When we didn't talk of Bequist,
Oh
she
yeah.
was yeah, she was second in the preset, second to the you at the office, but I don't know, the trick wasn't the ideal for Bequist that day.
Well,
Yeah.
she had every chance though in the stretch run to pass Day out of the office, and she couldn't do it.
Yes, but I know she was stuck a bit on the inside, and I think the 2 turns would be nice for her.
Okay, so for you, it's simply ravishing.
Exactly. I will play Simply Ravishing on top and Bequist and Crazy Beautiful underneath.
Okay, let's move on to the Breeders' Cup Juvenile. This is the last race on the card. It's race 10, and at the same distance, a mile and 1/16. The field is a little bigger. It has 14 horses, so the horse on the wide outside, Calibrate, doesn't have the best post position. But we're going to talk about Jackie's Warrior first. He is 7-5 on the morning line, and he won the Champagne Stakes by 5.5 lengths. He won the Hopeful Stakes by 2.25 lengths, but he did it very easily each time. And on time form, yes, he's clearly dominant with a 117 and 116. What do you think of Jackie's Warrior?
Well, Jacques Warren have been doing everything right, unbeaten in 4 starts. But again, he's running from 1 turn for first time trying 2 turns. I don't like that move, the Champagne BC Juvenile. He could be something special, but I think this is the race to try to beat him because he probably seems, I don't know, he seems like a sprinter to me, or sprinter oriented. What do you think?
I think his pedigree is sprinter oriented. McLean's music does sire some routers, but Unicorn Girl was a sprinter in her career.
Probably can win and win like a champ, but this is the race to try to beat him.
How's reinvestment risk supposed to turn the tables on Jackie's Warrior?
I don't know. I don't know if he can turn the tables this time. He lost twice to Jackie's Warrior. How can you forgive that? Maybe he needs some pace because on both races he chased Jackie's Warrior, and but it was impossible to catch him. Maybe he needs another horse to try to fight with Jackie's Warrior, and he stuck the pace and not chase Jackie's Warrior.
And there are two speed horses in this race besides Jackie's Warrior. There's Likeable and there's Classier. So reinvestment risk could get a setup depending on where he's positioned. He could be a mid-pack horse in this race.
Okay, let's talk about Likeable. Likeable won his last race by 8 lengths. He is by Frosted, and he probably would like this distance.
I thought his maiden win was very impressive to watch. He did it pretty easily. And I think the distance is fine. It's Frosted over Medaglia de Oro. But I'm concerned about the pace scenario because he's a front runner or he likes to be close to the pace. And we know that Jackie's Warrior is going to be close to the pace. And I don't think it's a good scenario for Likeable if he's going to be maybe contesting the lead on the rail and Jackie's Warrior is going to be right beside him, breathing down his neck. What do you think?
Well, in his last race, he won gate to wire, but the fraction weren't so fast. He went in 23, 46, and changed almost 47. So I don't see him running very, very near the lead. Probably he will run in the middle of the pack this time. I like his pedigree too much, and despite he's moving up in class, I think he's going to run well. I'm not saying he's going to win, but he's going to run very well.
I don't know if I would pay attention to the fractions. I think horses adjust to where they like to be depending on the pace. But we'll see. Let's talk about Classier, who is right outside of Essential Quality. He's outside of Jackie's Warrior, and he's in post 8. And he broke his maiden by 4 lengths at Santa Anita. He's trained by Bob Baffert, so again, it's hard to beat Bob Baffert, and I feel like Baffert wouldn't take him to the Breeders' Cup Juvenile unless he thought he was a good horse. What do you think? Is it too much too soon for Classier?
I think this is a desperate move. He just broke his maiden on October 24. That was 15 days ago, 2 weeks ago. That is too soon to try this race. Probably he's really a spectacular horse, I don't know, but he's rushing him too much. I'm not using him this time.
But why would an experienced trainer like Bob Baffert rush him into the race unless he thought he might actually win it?
Yes, he might think he's a very nice horse, but there's horses with more experience, so he's in disadvantage this time.
Okay, let's talk about Sitting on Go, who's right next to Classier in post 9. And he won the Iroquois Stakes at Churchill Downs by 2.5 lengths over Midnight Bourbon. And he also broke his maiden by 4.25 lengths at Ellis Park. He's a closer, so the pace scenario will benefit him if it's a fast pace scenario. I think it will be a fast pace. What do you think?
Yes, but he's trained by Dale Romans. What do you think of that?
I don't like Dale Romans, but this horse hasn't thrown any clunkers yet, so I can't say he's going to throw a clunker in the Breeders' Cup. And I think the pace is going to set up for him. So the only worry I have is that the stretch at Keeneland for a mile and 1/16 is a shorter stretch, but that's my only concern.
Okay. Sitting on Go beat Midnight Bourbon last time out, and Midnight Bourbon struggled in the Champagne. He was a distance third. But I think it doesn't matter too much because this horse, it seems, he's improving. He improved. If you check out, he won at Ellis Park, a 5 furlong race, and then he stepped up to 1 mile, and that is too much, and he won the race. After that, he's training really fine, really well. And if the pace collapses, I think he has a shot. You're right there.
Is there any other horse you want to talk about, or should we end it?
No, I have another horse here. Let's see. Let's talk about Rombauer. I don't like too much. The post position is really hard to the 13th post. But the horse seems had some troubles in the American Pharoah and was second to get her number. I think that wasn't a very good field, but the horse, if there is a hot pace, I think the horse has a shot.
I thought he did it well too. I'm concerned about the quality of competition in California. I don't know how good Get Her Number is. I know you picked her in that race, but no, him. So I don't know how good the California horses are, but it will set up for him if he's good enough to take advantage of the pace. And another thing I don't like, though, is the post position. Post 13, is it? What do you think of that?
The post position is any good. But, okay, he beat Spielberg in the American Pharoah, and Spielberg just broke his maiden last weekend by a head. He beat Farnelli by a head. So maybe the American Pharoah wasn't the best field, but if the pace collapse, I think he has a shot.
Let's close it out. I'm gonna pick Sit In and Go. I think if Sit In and Go is really 12-1, that's a value. But the short stretch is a concern. It's not a huge concern. I think the pace will set up for him. He's my choice at odds of 8-1 or higher. He's a good value. How about you?
Okay, I also like Sit In and Go. If the pace is, I think the pace will be very fast, so he can win the race at good odds. My second choice is Jackie's Warrior because he is the undefeated horse. He could be something special. Why not? And the third choice is Reinvestment Risk. I think this time we will not see him on second chasing Reinvestment Risk, chasing Jackie's Warrior. I think he was forced to chase Jackie's Warrior because there wasn't speed. Now there is speed in the race, natural speed.
Okay, well, that's our episode for today. That's our thoughts on the Juvenile and the Juvenile Fillies. We'll see if we have enough time to record something for Saturday. We'll talk about it. Anyways, have a good day. Thanks for watching this, and good luck with your bets.